Yeah, it was 6 probation violations, and that's because my husband got sick, and we got behind 6 payments.
And they violated you just for not paying your fees.
Just for payments. I've been clean. I've been doing everything I was supposed to. I'm going to therapy. I did everything they asked me to do, all except for the fees. And that's only because my husband got sick for that year, and we got behind 6 payments.
My name's Abby Tebow, and I'm the Chief Public Defender for Harrisonburg and Rockingham County. So when someone's charged with a crime in Virginia, they have the opportunity to seek court-appointed counsel if there's a possibility that they could be incarcerated as a result of the alleged crime. And then the judge will assess whether or not that person qualifies for a court-appointed attorney. And they do this by determining whether or not the individual was receiving public benefits like Medicaid or food stamps, and by asking questions about that person's income and the property they possess. Tonya, can you just introduce yourself and tell me where you're from?
My name is Tonya Pennington. I'm originally from Harrisonburg, but right now I'm residing in Culpeper.
Were you told that you were going to have to pay fees to be represented by a court-appointed attorney?
No, I didn't even know that until I went to go make a payment and realized my payment was higher than what it was supposed to be.
And how high was the payment?
When I left court, I owed $1,500, and then now it says I owe $2,380.
Not only are the costs that are assessed high, but then if somebody's unable to pay, even if they're making their best efforts and they default, then it can be sent to collections, which incurs a 17% added cost. And then after that can incur interest and a yearly compounding interest. And those amounts are just growing and growing and growing, and people are unable to even make a dent. And I think that process really means that people lose hope, and they lose the ability to see their future free of these debts and free of the criminal legal system.
See, they charged me for putting me on probation for another year. I don't think that makes sense either.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you charging me to put me on probation when I was already on probation?
Yep.
And then another $300 for the court costs, the court fees, and lawyers. And I didn't think I would have to pay that. That's why they're court-appointed lawyers. That's why you guys fill out the thing saying you don't make much money, so they could support you, but yet you're still charging for us.
Yeah. Tonya's story is very common and something that we see in both the Legal Aid Justice Center's offices often, where people come in talking about their attempts to pay and their attempts to get back on track, but they're using fixed income Social Security income, or they're using the small paychecks that they have, when really they're trying to decide, are we putting this on our monthly rent? Are we putting this on these court costs? And when somebody's faced with incarceration over the court costs, obviously that increases the chances that they are going to pay on that, but then the families are being evicted. And this situation is horribly commonplace, and we really need to work on a better system. And a huge stride would be eliminating this mass cost of counsel fees from everyone in Virginia.
I think it's a ripoff for them to do that. I understand they got to make money too, but it's ridiculous. We're struggling every day trying to make a living, and you figure about how we get food and pay rent. We're broke, and then we're struggling to make money to even pay them off.
Yep.
I don't think it's fair.